Hey everybody, welcome back to Trucker Money. This is episode number 33. We usually do this on Fridays. I'm a little late this week, been really busy and missed a couple weeks there. One Friday was Christmas Day, the other Friday was New Year's Day. So it's important to take some time off, spend some time at home, some time with your family, have your priorities in line, and those other things are more important than this, but I'm excited to get back on track here. So, a lot to talk about. New year, new ideas, new theories, new practices, new goals. It's important to set some new goals for yourself all the time, not just for the new year, but all the time. Somebody once said, if you aim at nothing, you'll hit it every time. So definitely set your sights on something. Dream big, set big goals. If you fall short, no big harm. You'll likely have achieved something though. So it's kind of what the new year is all about here. If you're new here, Trucker Money is where we talk about investing, retirement, passive income, finances, budgeting, debt, everything in the world of finance other than trucking, pretty much. Kind of take a break from that once in a while. So, I'd like to start by recapping kind of what's been playing out here for me the last 3 weeks, I guess that's been, and disclose whatever passive income we earned and things we got going on as far as investing in new investments and stuff. So, let's talk about MUDFLAP a little bit there. People are starting to use it, seeing some pretty good discounts, especially as fuel is going up here. Fuel's going up, I think 5% a month, maybe even more than that, but it's jumping right up there, so it's important to get good fuel discounts. Keep searching around for that, even if MUDFLAP ain't it. I made like 25 bucks off it, so little side gig going there. New people using it. They got good discounts. Check it out. I got a couple of videos about it. Check them out. Learn how to use it. The YouTube thing's kind of getting a little bigger here, so that's good. A lot of new viewers. Thanks for joining us. Had some rent come in off of some residential rental properties for this month, usually the first of the month that happens. And make sure to check out the links in the description below while we're on that topic. Getting some really good discounts here for some different products. And companies are liking the response they're getting. So that Fuel Ox one, talked to the company on Thursday. They want to extend that discount code indefinitely. If you haven't seen that live stream we did with them, they got some great products. And check them out. Use that promo code. They're going to continue it indefinitely now, so you'll always get 15% off of every order, not just your first order. So that's kind of good to hear. And let's talk for a minute about the passive income dividend portfolio for the last 3 weeks. December was a huge month. January is going to be pretty slow, but we're going all the way back here to December 21st, I think, up to January 8th. And I didn't see any increases or cuts in dividends. Everything stayed the same. We've got some payments. FDVV, Fidelity, Dividend ETF paid. Kimberly-Clark paid. UGI, a gas utility paid. BP, PPL, a utility. Pepsi, and LTC Properties, long-term care facilities. They all paid. Only thing I picked up is I bought some more General Mills and I bought some more Southern Company. They're both on my list of goals for 2021. And in relation to that, I had a couple of videos back, I had talked about what my goals were going to be for 2021. A lot of new ideas for the new year. A lot of people have different opinions how things are going to go. I certainly have my own. And we're going to talk about that a little bit today. But one of my goals was to invest a little bit more for security for 2021 and then invest in my own business. And I have done that over the last few weeks here. I've been very busy, made some significant investments in the business and kind of expanding a little bit, added some equipment, added a driver. Shortly here or soon, maybe looking at another one. So that required a significant investment, but I think that's going to be a good way to go for 2021. They say you can never go wrong investing in yourself, so that's kind of what I did. And I'm going to continue to do that throughout the year. Now, about 2021, people have their own ideas of how this is going to go. We're in great turmoil right now, and people are like, I'm not going to put money into certain things because I think this is going to crash or that's not going to go well, or I want to wait and see how things play out for 2021. And I completely understand that, and to an extent, I agree with it. It's It's complete chaos and turmoil right now. And I'm actually surprised the markets and such are holding up as good as they are. Do I expect that to continue? No. I think we're going to see some downturns in different areas. But honestly, who knows? Who knows what we're going to see? Things are just completely unpredictable right now. But in a time like this, I like to keep contributing money. I like to keep in the game in one way, shape, or form or another. And a way I can do that, or maybe other people can do it if they're interested. But incidentally, this is not advice. It's just me sharing my personal opinions and strategies and thoughts and ideas and to inspire and motivate you. It's not advice. But go back to the basics. So like the real basic stuff, like food, land, water, and air. What do they say? Earth, wind, and fire. Kind of like that, because they're never going to make any more land. We always need to eat, no matter what happens. No matter what happens, we will always need clean water to drink. So you can go that basic with things. And I think over a very, very long periods of time, that it's good to have some exposure to this stuff. Is it high flying and exciting? No, it's not. But over very long periods of time, especially if you're looking to leave something for your future generations, they can be some good investments. So how do you go about doing this? Well, say you want to invest in land, like raw land or agricultural land. Obviously we always got to grow crops. Well, you can, if you have the money or the means, you can go out and you can buy land. But not all of us are in that situation, and land is very expensive and it takes some managing and such. But there are ETFs or mutual funds you can buy that hold a variety of agricultural holdings. And one of them that would be like basic farmland, agricultural farmland. They rent it out, they own it, some of it they participate in crops, would be Gladstone Land Corp, ticker symbol LAND, LAND. Now, I do not recommend this. I'm just pointing it out for illustration. You can go online and you could Google land ETFs or agricultural ETFs. And they invest in farmland and they lease farmland, stuff like that. And another one would be ticker symbol DBA, Invesco Agricultural Fund. So if you say, I just want to go back to the basics of land, you could get into things like this. Now, if you wanted to get into something in water, it is on my list to invest heavily in water in 2021 because I have certain beliefs that water is going to be a huge thing in the future. So how can you do that? Well, you could buy water stocks, individual companies, water utilities, or you could go broader with like a water-based ETF that invests in many different companies. And a couple of those would be PHO, Invesco Water Resources, PIO, Invesco Global Water Fund, or FIW, which I have held in the past, I do not currently, First Trust Water ETF. Those are just examples also. You can find your own. I also personally invest in water utilities, York Water Works, and I intend to maybe get into something like American Water Works or Aqua America. Actually, I think they got bought out and changed their name. They're called something else now. Or even a company like A.O. Smith. They make water heaters, fittings for water piping, stuff like that, pumps. My water heater I have here in the house is an A.O. Smith. They're in the whole water business. I think Parker Hannifin might be making stuff like that, like fittings and valves and stuff like that. Kind of an ancillary way to get into water. But if you invest into one of these water ETFs, you're going to own stocks like that. So once again, water. And then food. Many, many different ways you can go about food. Kind of on a sideways move into it, that land acquisition we just talked about. It's something to do with food. Otherwise, you get companies like Campbell's, General Mills, Kellogg, you name it, is all food. But you can go ETFs. One I looked up would be ticker symbol PBJ. I thought that was kind of funny, so I wrote it down. Invesco Dynamic Food and Beverage ETF, or FTXG, First Trust Food and Beverage ETF. So that'd be another one back to the basics. If you're nervous about things, I like to think, what are we always going to need? What do we always need to have? And these are the things I come up with. And then air. Like, how do you invest in air? Obviously, clean air, stuff like that would be like clean energy funds. There's plenty of those out there, like iShares Global Clean Energy ETF, ticker symbol ICLN. Once again, you could Google clean energy ETFs, things like that. But regardless of what your opinion is, and then you could go to precious metals. I've learned a lesson though in my life that precious metals, I don't own them unless I hold them in my hand. I don't own the stocks or ETFs. I like to have them right here in the hand. And someday I'll talk about that harsh lesson that I learned that way. Maybe next week we'll do my biggest epic fail of my investing career. We'll talk about that. Throw some failures out there. People like to see that. But for 2021, I'm staying in the game. I know a lot of people are saying I don't like the way this is going. I'm out. Maybe. I don't know. I don't have a crystal ball, but I do know that time in the market beats timing the market. So trying to time the market when to get in and out. A lot of people like to do that, but time in the market, staying invested over the long term, is historically a more productive strategy. Doesn't mean you can't change around what you hold. Definitely have some good strategies. Re-examine your comfort level. But for 2021, I'm staying in. I'm just adapting, investing in myself, investing in my business, going a little more conservative, looking even more long-term, and that's my strategy for now because I don't have a crystal ball. I don't know what's going to happen. Things are crazy in the world, and that's what I'm doing. So certainly sit down and come up with your own strategy, talk to an investment professional, and we will see you next week, and we'll talk about some failures. Take it easy, everybody.